Okay, so yesterday we talked about how we can find the x and the y intercept of a line and use the intercepts to graph an equation. Okay, so part of this worksheet is going to be homework. Part of it we're going to do together as examples to help you, because what I heard from some of you is that yesterday was hard. It was a little bit tricky. And absolutely, I agree. It probably was. But let's work through some of it together and we'll get through it together. So, if I want to find the x and y intercepts, we learned that yesterday to find the x-intercept, we let y equals 0. Okay, so I'm going to take this equation, x minus y equals negative 3, and I'm going to let y equal 0. Well, if y equals 0, it's just not there. So x equals negative 3. Okay, if we want to find the y-intercept, then we have to let x equal 0. So 0 minus y equals negative 3. Well, the 0 is not really there. I have negative y equals negative 3. What number is in front of the y even though we can't see it? A 1. So I'm going to divide by negative 1. Y equals 3. So far, so good? Okay, now we can graph it. The x-intercept is negative 3, so right here. The y-intercept is positive 3, right here. And we draw a line through those points. There's our graph. Okay, this should be review from yesterday. Okay, let's try this again with number 2. If I want to find the x-intercept, I have to let y equals 0. Agreed? Okay, so I have the equation. Write this down. 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 12. Well, 3 times 0 is just 0. So this is gone. We have 2x equals 12, which means x equals 6. Divide by 2. Okay, so the x-intercept is 6. To find the y-intercept, we let x equals 0. So 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 12. 2 times 0 is 0. So we have 3y equals 12. Divide by 3. Y equals 4. So the x-intercept is 6. This time they're counting by 2s, so we're here at 6. The y-intercept is 4. And we connect the dots. There's our graph. Okay, so far so good? Okay, number 3 and 4 are going to be part of your homework. Okay, flip the page to the back side. Everybody flip to the back side. The other part of what we did yesterday was this. Write an equation in slope-intercept form and then find the slope in the y-intercept. Okay, do you remember what slope-intercept form is? What is slope-intercept form? Tyler? Solving for y. So it needs to look like this. Y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so we want to take this equation and solve for y. If I solve for y, I have to subtract 2x from both sides. So I have y equals, I'm going to put it in that form. I'm going to put the x term first. So negative 2x minus 5. Why is it minus 5? Abby? Because 5 is a negative, so I'm just going to put minus 5. Okay, everybody should have this written down. Okay, from that equation, tell me the slope of the line. Eddie? Negative 2. Tell me the y-intercept. Negative 5. That minus sign is attached to the 5, so it's negative 5. So far, so good? Okay, let's try another one. This time, I'm going to put a 1 in front of this y, just so I know that it's minus 1y. There's a 1 in front of the x too. I want to get the y by itself, so I'm going to minus 1x from both sides. Negative 1y equals negative 1x plus 10. This time it's plus 10 because the 10 is positive. I don't have y by itself yet. What do I have to do? Divide by negative 1. So we're dividing each term by negative 1. What's my equation then? Lola, what do you think?
No, y equals positive 1x plus 10.
Okay, and you're close. I'm just going to put x. I don't have to put the 1 in front of it. I could. So 1x, but not plus 10, minus 10. Because positive 10 divided by negative 1 is going to be negative 10, so it's minus 10. So here's our equation. What's the slope? Mason? 1. The y-intercept is negative 10. Okay, so far so good? Okay, let's do one more. There's a 1 in front of this x, so I'm going to put it there. We want to get the y by itself, so I'm going to minus 1x from both sides. So now I have negative 2y equals negative 1x plus 4. Okay, we have to divide by what? Negative 2. Divide everything by negative 2. Okay, so now we have y equals negative 1 divided by negative 2. Well, the negatives cancel, but that's just 1/2. Okay, so we have 1/2 x. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. There's our equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus 2. What's the slope? 1/2. The y-intercept? Negative 2. Okay, I'm going to give you up until lunch to work on the 2 problems from the front and 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so try the 2 problems from the front, finish those up. 8, 9, and 10, you can work on them right now. And then after lunch, we're going to learn new stuff. Or what y equals 0. You just put 0 in the front. There's no y. You replace it with x equals 5. And x equals. Yep. Wait a second. Okay, so I want you to go to page, what is it, not 10?
Yeah.
Page 10 in your packet, okay?
Wait, so are we having another worksheet?
Nope, you're not getting another worksheet, so keep the purple worksheet out, okay? Go to page 10 in your packet. Okay, so before lunch, you worked on a few of the problems that we did yesterday. That was all review stuff. Now, if you, at the bottom of the purple worksheet, there's 6 more problems, but they look a little different. It says, write the equation of the line that passes through each pair of points in slope-intercept form. So now, instead of giving you an equation and asking you to rewrite it, I'm giving you 2 points and I'm asking you to come up with the equation. Okay, so that's what we need to learn how to do. Now, it's really not that bad. Okay, so on your notes packet, okay, we're here. So it says, write the equation of the line that passes through the point 3, -4 and -4, 1 in slope-intercept form. The first thing we need to do is find the slope. Do we know how to find the slope if we're given 2 points?
Yeah.
We absolutely do, okay? So we're gonna find the slope using the slope formula. Everybody write this down. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, that's the formula we need. Now we're gonna plug into that. I'm gonna call this point x1, y1, this point x2, y2, and I'm gonna find the slope. Y2 is 4 minus -4 over x2 is -1 minus 3. These two minuses become a plus. So we have 8 over -4. The slope is -2. So far, so good? Okay. Now, if I want slope-intercept form, my equation is y equals mx plus b. Everybody agree with that? I now know the m. I know m is -2. Which other letter do I need to find? B. I need to find the b. The x and the y will end up staying, okay? So to do that, if you go over to the next slide, it says use the slope and 1 point to solve for b. Okay, so one of the points is the point 3, -4. I'm going to use that point. 3, -4, and I know the slope is -2. Okay, I could pick either point. This is a good point. This is x, this is y. So if I look at this equation, y equals mx plus b, do I know y? Yeah, y is -4. Do I know m? -2. Do I know x? 3 plus b. And we solve this. -2 times 3 is -6 plus b equals -4. We have to get b by itself, so we have to add 6. B equals 2. Okay, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Do we know the m? Do we know the b? So our equation is y equals -2x plus 2. Because b was 2. There's our answer. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so we want to write the equation of the line that passes through 1, 2, and 2, 6 in slope-intercept form. We first of all need to find the slope. So step 1 is to find the slope. Let's do that first. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, that's our first step. y2, I'm going to call it 6, minus 2 over 2 minus 1. This is review. We've done this a few times now. The slope is 4 over 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, which is just 4. So 4 is the slope. That's m. Okay. Now we're going to take one of the points, because that's x and y, and the slope, and plug it into this. Y equals mx plus b. What's y? Using this first point, y is 2 equals m is 4 times 1 plus b. 4 times 1 is 4 plus b equals 2. Minus 4 on each side. b equals negative 2. Okay, we have our m, we have our b. Somebody tell me what the equation is. Mason.
Y equals 4x plus negative 2.
Okay, let's not put
Or well,
plus.
not plus.
4x
minus 2.
minus 2. Because it's a negative 2, we're just going to put minus 2. So there's our equation. Okay. How many of you feel like, I think we could do a couple more together?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the purple worksheet. Okay, so the whole point today is we're doing about half of the worksheet together. You're doing the other half on your own. Okay? So go back to the purple worksheet. And now we're going to number 11. So we're going to do the same type of thing for each of these problems. What's the first thing I need to do? Find the slope. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so y2 is 0 minus 2 over negative 1 minus 1. That's negative 2 over negative 2, which is 1. Negative 2 over negative 2 is 1. So that's the m. And now we plug into the equation. Y equals mx plus b. What's y? Let's use the first point. Y is 2. M is 1, x is 1, plus b. 1 times 1 is 1, plus b equals 2. Subtract 1 from each side, b equals 1. So what's the equation? Bracket.
Y equals x plus 1.
Y equals x plus 1. Okay. I could put 1x plus 1, right? Because we don't have to put the 1 in front of the x. Okay, let's try another one. Start with the slope. So y, I'm going to label these x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have 1 minus negative 3 over negative 1 minus 1. That's 4 over negative 2. 4 over negative 2 is negative 2. So negative 2 is the slope. That's m. Now we have to find b. So I'm going to use this first point. Y equals mx plus b. Y is negative 3. Equals m is negative 2 times x is 1 plus b. Negative 3 equals negative 2 plus b. How do I get rid of the negative 2? Add 2. So we have negative 1 equals b. So now our equation is y equals negative 2x minus 1. Negative 2x minus 1. Getting a little bit better? Do one more? Okay, we'll do one more. Okay, number 13. Slope first. x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have negative 3 minus 1 over negative 3 minus 1. That's negative 4 over negative 4, which is 1. Okay, step 1 done. We found the slope. Am I going too fast? Okay, step 2 is take that first point. Y equals mx plus b. Y is 1. 1 times 1 plus b. 1 equals 1 plus b. Solve that, subtract 1, b equals 0. So what's the equation? Eddie.
Y equals X.
Y equals x. You could put plus 0, right? But we don't need that. So y equals x is our equation. Done. Okay, so your job is to finish the worksheet. So it really is, for a lot of you, 3 problems to finish. For some of you, you have a couple extras from before lunch to finish. Maybe you didn't get them done. But your job is to get the worksheet done. Okay? So hopefully you have time.